Welcome back to another episode of My Legacy Garage. Today, it's Square Body Day. I love my square bodies. This one happens to be the 1980 version. It's like the last year for the original round eye ones, you know. Although, did they have square ones in 80? I don't remember. I know 81 they switched the parking lights down into the bumper, and that was the first year for like the second gen square bodies, but this one still has the upright markers, so that's, you know, the first gen square body to me. And that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Either way, I know almost nothing about it. I bought it just because I like square bodies and it was cheap. So we're going to see if we can get it to run. It's a 6-cylinder, probably run, right? I don't know. We'll see. Stick around, see how it goes. I know what you're thinking. Don't you already have one of those? And I do. But, I mean, can you ever really have enough square bodies? I don't think so. Either way, this one's cooler. Way cooler. It's a step side. I much prefer those. Fleet sides are okay and all, but the step side, man, that's where it's at. I know, you know, the short beds, they like the fleet sides because it's sportier looking or whatever, but I like the classic truck look with, you know, the big fender flares in the back. It just looks cooler to me. And this one, you know, I'll do something with it someday, but that one's already in the garage, so we're gonna work on that one. I know what you're thinking. Where did I find such a cherry ride? Well, the answer to that is something that I thought was dead. Craigslist. Turns out it still exists, and people still use it. You know, people that don't have Facebook and don't know how to use it, because normally, I mean, Marketplace is where it's at, but this was on Craigslist. And the fellow that was selling it, well, he's an older gentleman, and he doesn't do Facebook. And he was expecting phone calls, not texts or anything like that, and, you know, between 6 and 9 p.m. and that's it, you know, old school. And a lot of people, they're just not willing to do that anymore. And I have found, if you'll call somebody up and just chat with them a little bit, I mean, they're a car guy. Call them up and just BS with them. Be like, yeah, what you got? Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Yeah, you get some information, ask some questions. Swap some war stories. Next thing you know, your buddies and you're at his house hanging out, drinking beer and buying junk. I mean, come on, people. It's not that hard. It's human communication. Just do it. You can do something other than pulling your phone out and send and then just waiting for somebody to answer you. Call them. It's not that hard. Find some good deals that way. Anyway, this fella, his name's John. And he's a really nice older guy, like I said. He's retired, and he's done all kind of projects and everything over the years, and he has decided he's done. He doesn't want to do them anymore. So he's selling all kind of stuff. I happened to snag this at a discounted price, and he has engines and sheet metal and doors and steering boxes and manifolds and, I mean, anything you can think of for these trucks. So I might be going back over there and picking up some more goodies. He's especially got set of real nice doors that I wouldn't mind having, because those are getting hard to find. So we'll see how that goes. For this thing though, he says it did run. Now it doesn't run. We don't really know why. We don't really know anything about it. He was going to use it for parts for another truck that he had sold before I got there, and I don't know. It's a 6-cylinder, so who really cares if it runs or not? But I figured, hey, let's see if we can get it running, drive around, see if the transmission works. I know the brakes work. I used them to load it on the trailer. I wish I'd had the camera with me, but it was a run over there after work gig real quick. It was dark. You know how it goes this time of year. But it was basically on the side of a mountain on a goat path, and we just kind of let it roll towards the trailer and hoped for the best. I was really hoping it didn't Dukes of Hazzard into the back of my truck, because that would have sucked. But it worked out. Anyway, let's take a look at this thing. What do you say?
I'll give you all a quick walk around here. It's really nothing special, but it's worth looking at. The doors actually are not too terrible. They're probably usable. Yeah, they're probably usable. Even the rockers, I mean, they need to be replaced, but they're not, you know, they're not complete junk. The floor, it's got some holes in it, just, you know, minor issues there. But I mean, show me one of these trucks that doesn't have holes in the floor. The interior is pretty ratty. Not sure what's going on with dash pads over there. It's got some headlight bezels for square headlights there, and I noticed it's got a core support for square headlights back here. Not sure what's up with that. Seat's pretty well toast. Does have seat belts are still in it, although that one's having a bad day. I'm gonna say that's probably not real secure. Has a sliding rear window. That's pretty awesome. Steering column came with keys. That's a step in the right direction. No battery in it, of course. The window is, I tried to put it down when I was loading it and that didn't go well. The door doesn't really shut right. Plus, you know, you can't secure it. There's no lock. Bed, it's pretty well junk. Somebody has done some interesting fiberglass repairs here, but I think the whole fender's supposed to be able to move like that. The frame is in good shape. Even the spring shackles that always rot out are good. So that's a plus. I'm not really sure what's going on back there with that wiring, but that looks like a nightmare waiting to happen. And as you can see, the fenders on the bed are pretty well shot. The tailgate is what you would call rounded. Pretty much all like that. The custom rear bumper, that's pretty awesome. Just, you know, moderate rust. All kind of extra junk in the bed. Plus the wood floors, that's gone. Oh my, the wiring, it's making me twitch. Custom backup lights that are not connected to anything. Interesting. More of the same on this side. Again, the door is not, it's not bad. It's got a little something right up there in that front corner, but looks pretty decent. Oh yeah, you can work with that. This side, well, you might even be able to save that rocker panel. Doesn't look bad at all. Cab corners on both sides, per usual. Some parts, looks like a custom grill insert. That's pretty cool. Really nothing special in here. Busted windshield. Plus, like, it seriously smells like mouse butt in here. It's pretty bad. I'm pretty sure there's a ginormous mouse house inside of this seat somewhere. Something I didn't notice till just now is this cab is, it's mangled up pretty good. That's gonna be hard to fix. And that sucks because the rest of it's not so bad. It says it has 13,000 miles on it. I'm sure that's 113,000. I know that oil gauge is up a little bit. I guess it got stuck there. Maybe that's where it was when it shut off. I'm not sure. It says it has half a tank of fuel. Check this out though. Custom floor shifter for the automatic. We'll just go ahead and put that up in park now. Heater controls, they exist. Radio is pretty much non-existent. It's a pretty standard old Chevy truck in here. All the grill and everything, of course, is missing. It does have a good hood on it, but whoever put it on there doesn't have it lined up right and it doesn't latch, so we had to get creative to go down the road with it. And now, of course, it's got crap all over it. Let's clean that off before we open it and take a look at just what's underneath there, and you're going to be amazed. Much better. Oh yeah. Wow, those hinges are really shot. Holy cow. All right, moving on. Well, they are, folks. Straight 6, painted blue, with the plug wires on it and everything. It's a really high quality job. Intake is painted blue. Brackets are all painted blue. Supposedly this is out of a Nova, so that means it's the high horsepower, you know, 600-700 horsepower, I would guess, something like that. Auto trans, cooler lines, good quality zip tie work. It's got some new battery cable ends on it. No power steering, does have power brakes. Electrical tape air cleaners, weird bolt holding it on. I mean, these things are pretty simplistic. It's either going to run or it's not. I guess the only thing we can do is give it a shot. I went ahead and bought the cheapest battery I could find. So we have to have negative over here, positive over there. Seems reasonable. You know, the battery tray is custom. It's definitely going to touch that positive terminal to something that it shouldn't. So we should probably figure out a better way to do this. It just looks like you're asking for trouble with that close to there. Especially because by the time you put this on there too, I mean, you're awfully close to this thing touching sheet metal. And that is just asking for like a fire. It's probably how fires start. Maybe I can jam a piece of wood or something in here so that this just can't move. That's probably the right answer. That's fine. Nothing can go wrong with that. Any sparks? Nope. Okay. Well, let's hit the old key and see what it does. Contact! Whoa, that doesn't sound healthy. Maybe we should squirt a little something flammable in it and see if it's going to pop off and just explode, or if maybe that's just the starter, or you know what's going on with it. It would be good to know. Nobody's really 100% sure how long it's been since this thing did run. Thinking it might be not running anymore for a reason. Whoa. Well, I don't know about y'all, but I don't think that sounds good. Oh, how about that? I just noticed that. Come here and look at this. Do you see it? How about now? That's some high quality redneck engineering right there. A little C-clamp to hold the thermostat housing on. Fancy. Could it be the starter doing that? I don't know. I'm not sure what to make of this mess. This doesn't turn anything. The belts are loose and I'm not sure. I crawled in underneath of it and the inspection plate's off of it. You can see the starter and the starter's disengaged. Now I can't crank it while I'm under there and see what's going on. I guess I could get somebody to help me and try that. Let's try popping the coil wire off and just spinning it over without spark and just listen to it a little more and see what that sounds like. Sounds like a bad battery connection.
Did you hear that weird noise? Like something boiling? I think that was the starter. Maybe it's just got a bad starter. I thought Morsky had all of those, but I guess I could get one here or there. I got the other truck sitting outside, got the same engine in it. It's easy enough to pop that starter off. Maybe I'll just do that real quick and swap them and see what happens. Let's ponder that a second and see if we come up with a better solution. A better option has been had. I got this shiny, brand new, right off the showroom floor starter here that I found laying under a workbench over there. So we're gonna put that in and see if it works. I mean, worst case scenario, it still doesn't work and I still need to put a starter in it. It's 2 bolts and 2 wires. It's not that hard. Let's just do it and see if it'll make it run. This is how you know got good high quality engineering going on. Wait till y'all see this. How about that? Let's just put a spacer on it so it'll work. Wow. It smells like burnt electrical wiring under here. Wonder how that happened. It might be from just turning on the starter and just holding it and just see what happens. Alright, this is the part where I usually drop it on my face. So I normally don't record under the trucks because it's hard to see under here, but there's lots of room in this one. I thought, hey, let's give them a show. They can watch me drop a starter on my face. There we go. Yeah, that's the hardest part, is holding it up there, especially left-handed, because I'm right-handed, and that's hard. Let's get this other makeshift bolt in here, and we'll run them up, go hook the wires up, yeah? This is usually where a bolt falls out right on my face, or, you know, I don't have any of them started quite right, and they both come out and the starter falls on my face. That'll be fun. Torqued. Alright. Let's go hook the wires back up. There it is, all hooked up. Let's try this. No sparkage, that's a good sign. Spin it over, see what it sounds like. Well, hot dog, that sounds better, don't it? Let's see if we can make it go vroom. Where'd that wire go? Alright, let's give it a little drink. Now let's try it. Let's give it a little more. By golly, that sounds a lot more promising. I think we need a fuel system. I wonder if the gas tank in this is any good. Let's investigate that and see if the fuel pump works. If it does, maybe we just need to add gas and there's nothing in it. We could hope, right? After some minor investigation, I have concluded that it does have a fuel tank in it. And at least up here in the neck, it doesn't look bad. There is indeed a fuel tank. Looks pretty decent. I think we're just going to try putting some gas in it. You got to be careful not to spill a drop because, I mean, this stuff's like liquid gold anymore, right? Whoa. It's running out everywhere. It's like $120 on the ground. What is going on? Is it not connected? Oh, it's connected. Just as... Oh, it's got one of them thingies that you gotta push down. How are we going to solve that issue? I don't know. Try it. Sounds like it's running down in there. Alright, we got a couple gallons in there anyway. Let's see what that does. Gave her another shot of cob cleaner. Let's see if we can prime that pump up. I don't see any fuel. Look at that fancy carburetor. It looks like new. Also sounds like it's got a complete dead miss somewhere too. Let's see if that squirts anything out. Let's see if we can get a float adjustment tool. Let's try this. We'll give her a little more of this, and then while it's running on this, we'll tap on her. See if we can get a float to clean up. No sir, no dice. One of these belts is, well, I guess there is only one belt, and it's really unhappy. I suppose we need to pop this thing apart and see what we got going on in there. Let's see if this is all gummed up in here maybe. That looks really good actually. Filter looks good. There's not hardly any gunk in it at all. Fuel doesn't even really smell bad. I think this fuel filter was in there backwards. I think it came out like that instead of like that. Could it be that simple? Huh. You might need to go check the instant replay on that. Sometimes there's perks to recording for YouTube. Well, I put the gas line back together and fired it up, and it's still running, so I know a few of you out there might be upset because you're not seeing a video on the old 55 Chevy here. It's coming, I promise. Give me a couple more weeks. It's going to be the next thing we tackle. I just wanted to get this truck going real quick so I could, move it around and whatnot. Alright, back to the video. I want to take a moment and thank the sponsor of this episode of My Legacy Garage, me. That's right, we don't have sponsors. If you like this video, please, please, please hit the like button and let us know. We appreciate it. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button twice. That way we really know. The other thing you can do to help support the channel is go hit the subscribe button. It gives you notifications when we release new stuff in case we put something out that you want to see, like maybe the 55 video that's coming. Well, how about them beans? It runs, it moves in and out of the garage, all of it. I think it's time to take it for a ride. Yeah, let's do that. Question is, will the door close? Kind of. Good enough. Alright. Let's see what happens. Man, that belt squeal is annoying, ain't it? It runs and it moves. Run half bad. Even idles. Gotta do something about that belt squeal though. Holy cow. I feel like I've been attacked by a herd of cats. I reckon that'll about do it for this episode of My Legacy Garage. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a little bit weird. I'm not sure what was going on with that starter. That's the sickest starter I've ever seen. And I've seen them where they don't do nothing. Don't forget, if you liked it, go hit that like button. And if you want to see more, make sure you go hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next time on My Legacy Garage. Until then, have a good one.